hello, hello. Come in, come in, come in. Happy Friday. It doesn't even feel like Friday to me because it's been spring break this week for us, for my kids in our household, and every day it's feeling like Friday. So, hello. Let's see who all comes in, and as you come in, will I want to make sure that you all can hear me. So I am back by popular demand with the Fresh Fire Fridays. We are back with Fresh Fire Fridays by popular demand. So let me know where you're watching from and we will get started shortly. Okay. All right. All right. So let's get started. I might just go ahead and get started, and those who come in will just come in. How about that? 'Cause I think the chat be delayed sometimes. But I'm excited to be here. I thank God for another day that wasn't promised, but we here. We here. So I'm excited to be here and to be on another live. So I used to do Fresh Fire Fridays. I don't know if I started in 2021 or 2022, and I would just go on live every Friday and do a live teaching or talk about something that the Lord had given me that week. And so life was lifing last year, and I stopped doing the Fresh Fire Fridays. I think it might have been last year. Hi, how are you? Where are you watching from? Let me know. I used to do these lives. I don't know if it was last year. I think it was last year. And then I stopped. I had a death in the family that really caught me off guard. I had I had some other things come up and just warfare, in this Christian walk, you're going to experience warfare and trials and tribulations. And I guess I wasn't um expecting the warfare the way it was. And um Kalani, okay, how are you? Where are you watching from? Okay. So, how are y'all doing? All right, so we're going to get into today's teaching, okay? So I don't be on extremely long. Um, so, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Servant Tawana Williams. Tawana Williams. I'm a disciple of Jesus Christ, servant of Jesus Christ. I am a wife. I am a mom. I am a counselor, okay? And I'm a faith based content creator. And I love God, love my family, love helping and encouraging people, things like that. And so I have just a quick teaching today. And so we're going to get into that. And my goal is to just inspire you all or and to grow in your walk with Christ. Okay. So I'm excited to be here. Anyways, if you have a Bible, I want you to go with me to Genesis, okay? Genesis chapter 1. So it's easy to find. It's the first one in the Bible, Genesis, okay? And um in Genesis chapter 1 it talks about the story of creation, right? So we learn about creation. Yes, I'm a clinical mental health counselor, a licensed therapist. I'm a Christian counselor. And so it's a very familiar story, but I'm going to show you something within this story that you probably haven't seen before. And so I'm excited to show it to you. And so let's go to Genesis chapter 1. I got my physical Bible out, and then I put a few notes on my little laptop. So I got it up here too. So we're going to go down, we're going to jump down to verses 11 and 12. Okay. 11 and 12 of Genesis chapter 1. So we know at this point, God has, it's establishing that God created heaven and earth, right? And let's just read the first few chapters. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Okay, so every everything was created from God and by God that we see with His voice. And jump down, and then He started creating. After He created the earth, He created light and day. And then after He created light and day, He created the firmament. And then after He created that, you know He put separations in between the waters. And then He started creating the dry land, and He created the fruit in the trees. And so let's get to verse 11. Verse 11 says, "And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth." And it was so. Verse 12, "And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good." Okay. And so now I want you to put a finger in that, right? After he created light and day, the earth, the sea, all of that, he started creating fruit trees and grass. And he said in verse 11, "The herb yielding seed and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth." And it was so. And so he made the fish. He made the fish and the birds and the creatures of the earth, and he blessed them, and he told them to be fruitful and multiply. He said, didn't chapter 12 say he made fruit with love and support? I'm not sure. I'm reading verse 12 of Genesis chapter 1. I would have to go and see what chapter 12 is all about. So yeah, so anyway, so he created the then he started creating the animals, right? And the cattle, and he told them to be fruitful and multiply. He started creating everything in one command that he gave them. Even the trees and the fruits and stuff was to be fruitful and to multiply. So let's jump down to verse 26. Now my dog came in here. And listen at this. At verse 26, he said, "And God said, let us make man in our image and after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female, he created them. And God said unto them, this is verse 28 now. He said, "And God blessed them, and he said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth." Now, one thing I found interesting when I was reading over this again is he told the man that he created, he said, be fruitful and multiply. He told the tree, the yielding fruit after his kind, that fruit to yield fruit. He told the animals and the living creatures and everything that he made, he said, be fruitful and multiply. Be fruitful and multiply, right? So that's a theme. But one thing I want us to look at for today, and like the point I wanted to drive home, is when we go back to verse 11, right? We go back to verse 11, and he said, "And the fruit tree yielded fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself." So the seed for the tree is within the tree. right? So your fruit that you are supposed to produce or your purpose in the earth is already in you. God creates things with the seed inside it. Everything he created, like the listen at this, because he said, be fruitful and multiply. Fruitful means you should bring forth fruit, right? You should bring forth fruit. And you can't bring forth fruit if you don't have a seed. That's why I'm having a gentle protest. I made a shirt on my Etsy. It says bring back seeded fruit because that's how we get more fruit when we have the seeds, right, to produce. And I hate that a lot of the local stores have taken out seeds from a lot of fruits. Like you can find everything is seedless, watermelon seedless, grape seedless, all of these seedless fruits. No, bring back the seeded fruit. And God said, so and when he created man, he blessed them, verse 28 of Genesis chapter 1. He said, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth. To be fruitful, you have to produce. So we're not created to be stagnant. We should all be producing something. What is it that you're good at? That's what I want you to ask yourself. What is it that God has placed in you that you need to start watering and germinating so you can start producing fruit? We are called to be fruitful. We are called to bring forth fruit while we're on the earth so other people can have it, right? A tree, like an apple tree, it doesn't produce fruit for itself, it produces fruit for others to enjoy. So your fruit is for others to enjoy. Your purpose, your gifts, your assignments, the things that God has placed inside of you is for others to enjoy. But if you don't bring those out, if you don't do anything to cultivate those gifts, then it'll just lay inside you dormant. And you can have seeds for years that if they don't get put in the ground, they don't get watered, they don't produce. It'll just be staying on, it'll just be staying on that. Okay? It'll just be staying in the seed state. We don't need we don't need we don't need to just sit on our assignments. We don't need to sit on our gifts. Okay? We don't need to sit on our gifts. All right. So I wanted to get on to encourage you all. I wouldn't, I don't know who's saying it, man, I wouldn't share online at all who I see for counseling, or if I see anyone, I would never share. That's just against client, like the counselor code of ethics. So I would never share who I do counseling with. So, yeah. But I thought that was so good. So we all need to read Genesis chapter 1. And I want you to see what it says about the trees and the fruit because we all have gifts inside of us. And our gifts are not just for us. Our seed is not for us. The fruit that we're going to produce, the gifts that and the things that we're going to produce in the earth, they're not just to be sit and lie dormant. They are meant to be shared. Other people need to see. You don't light a candle and hide it under a table, right? You don't put a light, turn on light a candle, a lamp, put a lamp and put it under a table. You don't hide it. A lamp is meant to bring forth light. It's meant to shine. And so you are too. Don't hide your gifts. Don't hide your fruit. We need your fruit. Somebody is waiting on it. Somebody is waiting on you to start producing. Somebody's waiting on you to start walking in your purpose, to start walking into your assignments that God's created for you. And so I just wanted to encourage y'all because I thought that was so good. Isn't that good? Isn't that good, y'all? Like we have gifts, it's already in us. And so if we're unsure of what our gifts are, we need to start getting curious. Okay, what are the things that come easy to you that might not come as easy to somebody else? What do people ask you for advice about? What do people come to you and say, "Hey, what are your thoughts on this?" That may be something that you're good at. That might be one of your gifts. Or if there's just something within you that just doesn't go away, it's just like you're always thinking about, I need to do this, I need to do that. That may be one of your gifts. So you need to start watering it and cultivating it. And a gift gets better the more you work it, the more you use it. You won't get comfortable with your gifts if you're not using them, if you're lying dormant, right? Okay. So I'm just excited because when we yield to God, there's, I mean, the only option that will happen is to produce more. You produce because he's fruitful. And so we're made in his image. So we're fruitful too. We should bring forth fruit too. We should be doing and not just consuming. We should be contributing and not just receiving. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Y'all not saying nothing to me. Oh goodness. So so I'm excited to be here. Like I said again, and so this is, I guess, the first of the Fire Fridays coming back. So be on the lookout for next week. I will be back with another teaching, biblical based teaching, of course, and we'll come back with that and go from there. Okay, guys. I pray that this blesses you. If it did, please. Okay, I'm glad that makes sense. Thank you for talking back to me. Jennifer, where are you watching from? I find it so cool how technology could connect us from all over the world. I think that's just so amazing. And yes, it can be, I think it can be used for good and for evil, but I like to spread light and things that are good, like to spread encouraging, uplifting, edifying messages. UK, glad to have you. Glad to have you, Jennifer. I have a sister who is in England, and I forgot what part. Um, her husband's in the Air Force, and she, so I guess it's y'all probably on the same time, get time zone maybe. Good. Well, I'm all the way in Arkansas, so I love that we get to connect. We use like WhatsApp. Okay, okay, so she's like maybe 2 hours from London. My sister is, but I like that we get to connect. So I want us as homework to start finding out what our seeds are. What are the things that is already inside of me that other people need to see or other people need to have, eat the fruit of? That's our assignment for this week, okay? This week that's coming up. 10:30 p.m. Yeah, yeah. Y'all are on the same time zone. I talked to her a little earlier on WhatsApp. And let me tell you this, her name is Jennifer too. So it's funny that your name is Jennifer. My sister's name is Jennifer too. I thought that was pretty funny when I saw you. And you're in the UK too. Huh. Oh, a fly, y'all. A fly just flew by me. These flies are so bad in Arkansas. And it just rained. My goodness. Anyways, let me get off of here. It's almost 20 minutes now. And I already got through the teaching. So I hope it blessed you. If it did, please share it with a friend or somebody who may could use it. And I will see y'all next time, okay? All right, you're back. My dog, he went in another room. I know you asked to see my dog. He went in another room, and so Marshmallow. I know you asked to see the dog. I don't know if he'll come back. Marshmallow. Well, he's not in here, so maybe on another live I can show Marshmallow. But thanks for joining. I'll see y'all. Bye.